back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. Also, please take time to click that bell icon just below for notifications. We're going to be cooking some salmon today. We're not going to be cooking all of this. I've just got this lovely whole salmon. It's been cleaned, so all of the inside has been taken out. It's a 2.5 kg. It's a whopper. So I'm going to be making several dishes with this. You'll see several dishes popping up that come from this salmon. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to slice it up. We're going to keep the head, we're going to keep the tail. That's always lovely for a beautiful fish soup or a fish head curry. Let's chop that. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here we go. You can now see that the fish has been cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beautiful thick steaks. I've got a nice piece here which we could use for oven, or bake in an oven or steam, and then the head and the tail for, like I say, a soup or a curry or something like that. Now just note that I've done with the head is I've actually cut it back a bit, so there's plenty of meat still in there, and the same with the tail. I actually cut it just a little bit along there. Now if you want, if this was fresh, you can now freeze these parts. If it was defrosted, please don't freeze it again, that's not good. So if it was a fresh fish like this, you can get it shrink wrapped and get it in your freezer for another time. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. But first, let's get on with one of these. Okay, so let's start with a nice simple one. We're going to do some salmon steaks. As you can see here, I've got 2 there with lemon butter. What I like to do first is just add a little bit of black pepper. And some salt. And then a little bit of olive oil just in the mix there. And as you can see, I've got my gloves on, and I just like to throw them around in that. It's a nice kind of coating of that little bit of olive oil and seasoning. And then simply we're going to go to the cooker and start frying these off first. So very simply, I've got a pan here. You're going to need some sort of pan or skillet or something. There's our nice fish. We want a nice low heat. We're going to drop these in. Keep it low, not a simmer, just a little bit low. And these are kind of like 1 inch or 1.5 inches thick. They're quite thick, these ones. So I'm going to cook these nice and gently for about 4 minutes aside. Now these are looking fantastic, as you can see. Now the reason that we've not put any butter in yet is if you start to fry them in butter, the butter burns really easily and you'll end up with it just really sort of blackened and not so nice. So I'm just going to go for a couple more minutes here, and then we're just simply going to add butter, garlic, bit of seasoning and lemon juice. It's very, very easy, but yeah, fry them in just a little bit of oil first, not the butter, because the butter burns. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think they're going to be cooked all the way through now. We've still got a few minutes of cooking to go anyway. Let's drop in some butter. Now I'm using, there's like 2 tablespoons of butter there, which we want to just first gently melt. So keep the heat nice and low. And be careful with butter. If you're using it unsalted or salted, will result in the amount of salt, because we're going to add a little bit more salt and pepper. So be careful with what you use. Let's just melt that in. It's going to be a minute or so. Be back then. Okay, so that butter's completely melted now. And like I say, we're nice and low. If it's too high, it's going to really burn. A little bit of garlic, optional if you want, but I like a little bit of garlic in there. There's like a teaspoon of chopped garlic. Let's add a little bit more salt. And like I say, keep an eye on what butter that you've used. A little bit more black pepper. If you wanted, you could be adding a herb in here now, like a rosemary or a thyme or something like that, a tarragon, something like that. I'm going to be adding some fresh parsley, so I'm just going to keep it straight like this. And then lemon juice. I've got like a cup of lemon juice here. If you try this with lime juice, it's wonderful, so give that a go if you want. Let me just give that a little shake. Okay, now what we need to do now is let this go for about 2 to 3 more minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to be basting this sauce over the fish, or you could flip the fish. Okay, very simple, beautifully coloured fish, lemon, garlic, butter. I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to end this just with a little bit of chopped parsley. But like I say, you could be using something else if you wanted. And that's it. Absolutely wonderful. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.